Copper wire pricing is influenced by a complex interplay of factors extending far beyond the simple gauge size, such as 2/0, 4/0, 350 kc mil, or 500 kc mil. These sizes refer to the cross-sectional area of the wire, which directly relates to its current carrying capacity, but the actual price you'll encounter is subject to market fluctuations and other considerations. Firstly, the most significant price driver is the global copper market. Copper is a commodity traded on exchanges like the London Metal Exchange and the COMEX division of the New York Mercantile Exchange. The price per pound of copper fluctuates constantly based on supply and demand dynamics, geopolitical events, and economic indicators. Secondly, manufacturing costs play a role. The process of refining copper ore into pure copper and then drawing it into wires of specific gauges requires energy, labor, and specialized equipment. These costs are factored into the final price. Thirdly, insulation type affects the price. Common insulation materials include polyvinyl chloride, polyethylene, and cross-linked polyethylene. Each material has different temperature ratings, resistance to chemicals, and flexibility, which influences the manufacturing process and cost. For example, a wire with high temperature insulation suitable for harsh environments will generally be more expensive than a basic polyvinyl chloride insulated wire. Fourthly, the number of conductors within a cable matters. A single conductor wire will be cheaper than a multi-conductor cable containing 2, 3, or more wires bundled together. Each conductor requires its own insulation, and the cable as a whole needs an outer jacket, adding to the material and manufacturing costs. Fifthly, jacket material influences price. The outer jacket of a cable provides mechanical protection and resistance to environmental factors. Common jacket materials include polyvinyl chloride, polyethylene, and nylon. The choice of jacket material depends on the intended application and the level of protection required. Sixthly, conductor stranding is a factor. Wire conductors can be solid or stranded. Solid conductors consist of a single, solid piece of copper. Stranded conductors are made up of multiple smaller strands of copper twisted together. Stranded conductors are more flexible and resistant to breakage due to bending, making them suitable for applications where the wire will be subject to movement or vibration. Solid conductors are generally less expensive, but they are less flexible. Seventhly, the quantity purchased has an impact. Wire supply is typically offer volume discounts, so the price per foot will be lower when purchasing larger quantities. This is especially true for large construction projects that require significant amounts of wire. Eighthly, transportation costs add to the price. Copper wire is heavy, and transporting it from the manufacturing plant to the distributor or end user can be expensive, especially over long distances. These transportation costs are factored into the final price. Ninthly, supplier markups will impact pricing. Wire suppliers and distributors add a markup to cover their operating cost and profit margin. The markup can vary depending on the supplier, the quantity purchased, and the level of service provided. Tenthly, regulatory compliance is important. Wire and cable products must meet various safety standards and regulations, such as those set by Underwriters Laboratories, the National Electrical Code, and the Restriction of Hazardous Substances Directive. Compliance with these regulations adds to the manufacturing cost and can affect the price. Considering specific wire sizes, such as 2/0, 4/0, 350 kc mil, and 500 kc mil, it's important to understand their applications and current carrying capacities. A 2/0 American wire gauge, often written as 2/0 AWG, is commonly used for feeder circuits in residential and commercial buildings, as well as for welding cables. The ampacity, or current carrying capacity, depends on the insulation type and installation conditions, but it typically ranges from 175 to 225 amps, according to National Electrical Code Table 310.16. A 4/0 American wire gauge, or 4/0 AWG, is larger and used for high current applications such as service entrance conductors, subpanels, and large machinery. Its ampacity typically ranges from 260 to 335 amps, again based on insulation type and installation conditions as per National Electrical Code Table 310.16. The term kc mil stands for 1000 circular mils, which is a unit of area used to measure the cross-sectional size of large conductors. 350 kc mil wire is often used for heavy-duty applications such as industrial feeders, generator connections, and large motor circuits. Its ampacity ranges from 310 to 400 amps depending on insulation type and installation conditions as per National Electrical Code Table 310.16. 500 kc mil wire is even larger and used for very high current applications such as main service entrance conductors in large buildings, utility substations, and critical power distribution systems. Its ampacity ranges from 380 to 475 amps, based on insulation type and installation conditions as per National Electrical Code Table 310.16. To obtain an accurate price for these wire sizes, it's essential to contact wire suppliers directly and request a quote based on your specific needs. Be sure to specify the wire gauge, insulation type, conductor stranding, jacket material, quantity needed, and any applicable safety standards. Requesting quotes from multiple suppliers will help you compare prices and find the best deal. Additionally, consider the long-term cost of ownership. While a cheaper wire might seem attractive initially, it may not be as durable or reliable as a higher quality wire. This could lead to premature failure, requiring replacement and additional expense. Investing in quality wire that meets your specific application requirements can save money in the long run. Always consult with a qualified electrician to determine the appropriate wire size and type for your application. They can assess the electrical load, environmental conditions, and safety requirements to ensure that the wiring system is safe and reliable. The National Electrical Code provides detailed guidelines for selecting and installing electrical wiring, and it's important to follow these guidelines to ensure compliance and safety. When planning an electrical project, it's crucial to factor in the cost of copper wire. By understanding the factors that influence copper wire pricing and by obtaining quotes from multiple suppliers, you can make informed decisions and control your project costs. Remember that copper prices are subject to change, so it's advisable to obtain quotes closer to the time of purchase to ensure accuracy. In conclusion, determining the price of copper wire such as 2/0, 4/0, 350 kc mil, and 500 kc mil involves considering market conditions, manufacturing costs, insulation type, number of conductors, jacket material, conductor stranding, quantity purchased, transportation costs, supplier markups, and regulatory compliance. Understanding these factors and obtaining quotes from multiple suppliers will help you make informed decisions and manage your project costs effectively. Always consult with a qualified electrician and follow the National Electrical Code guidelines to ensure a safe and reliable electrical installation. Keep in mind that real-time pricing is dynamic, and it is always best to get current quotes from suppliers before making any purchasing decisions.